One elderly man shakes his head, grumbling, "No one's been able to defeat that beast yet. We'll be waiting a long time for a champion."
Howdy. So I wanted to bring you on this journey with me, because this is wild. So I just got access to the GPT-4 chat mode, and so I'm just playing around with that tonight. So for some context, I wrote this summary. Basically, I'm setting the scene. I give ChatGPT some instructions for this game that we're playing, and then ChatGPT or GPT-4 is going to play along. And I'm going to I'll probably mash up this video, so I'll put in some voices from ElevenLabs. That's it. Okay. So let's go to ElevenLabs. We'll open this up as well. Let's go for an old male British. ElevenLabs is amazing. So we're going to create that voice. Okay, so coming back to here. So I set up this prompt. I'll give you the same context. Essentially, I'm telling it to be the dungeon master, and we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons with ChatGPT, or with GPT-4. So I tell it, all right, GPT-4, you're going to be the narrator. You're going to describe what the hero sees, what they hear, what they smell, and then the hero, that's going to be me, is going to describe only the actions of the hero. So you come up with all the other characters that I'm going to interact with. And if I say that I'm going to do something that's unlikely, then the dungeon master should come back and say, all right, you're going to have to roll a d20 to see whether that's successful or not. This is not all of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just messing around. It's a Friday night. So I set the stage here by saying our story begins in a world full of knights, maidens, dragons, and wizards. The aging King Arthur has no sons, and he has proclaimed that he will give his entire kingdom and the hand of his beautiful daughter Belle to the champion who is able to defeat the fearsome dragon Smaug. So I also set up the first prompt here. So let's see what that sounds like in the voice of our narrator, and then we'll start playing along here. Let's give this to him. We'll give them lots of variability. It seems to make them more expressive, and we'll generate that.
You have just walked into the quaint seaside village of Wendelberg. There are people moving along the road, leading their horse and carts, and vendors line the street calling out to passers-by. Fine linens, from the mainland. Fresh sea spiders, caught just this morning. Overhead you hear the gulls caw, and the distant sounds of the signal bells by the docks in the centre of town. A breeze carries in the salt sea air, and the dampness gives you a mild chill. Player, what is our hero's name, and what do they look like?
Oh man, he took a breath at the end. So ElevenLabs is amazing. So there's ChatGPT, which is amazing, and then there's ElevenLabs, which is also amazing. And when you put the two together, it's just magical. Anyway, I wrote that. So let's not get too excited yet. That wasn't GPT-4, that was me setting the stage. And so then I, as the user, so this would be the experience. If we turn this into an actual product, this would be the player's first interaction. And ideally, they would just speak into a microphone. It's kind of fun to be able to type it out too, though. So I, the player, say this. I say, I am Aaron Helmsmasher. I am a broad-shouldered pile of muscle, with long hair and unkempt beard. I have a long sword strapped to my back, and I'm carrying a dead goat on my shoulder. That's all I gave it. Now the magic. So this response is from GPT-4. So let's play this. this is magic. This is now a computer writing a story. And you're coming along with me for the journey. We'll see just how far this goes. But let's hear what GPT-4 generates for us here.
Aaron Helmsmasher, you stride confidently through the village, the weight of the dead goat on your shoulder barely noticeable due to your impressive strength. Your long hair and unkempt beard give you a wild, battle-hardened appearance, causing some villagers to give you a wide berth as they pass. The long sword strapped to your back glints in the sunlight, a testament to your prowess in combat. As you make your way through the village, you overhear a few locals discussing the dragon Smaug and the king's proclamation. One elderly man shakes his head, grumbling, "No one's been able to defeat that beast yet. We'll be waiting a long time for a champion." Another villager, a young woman carrying a basket of apples, spots you and your impressive stature. She approaches you with wide eyes and asks, "Are you here to try and defeat the dragon, Aaron Helmsmasher? You look like you could be the one to save us all."
Come on. Oh my gosh. You saw the quotes of an old man and changed the tone of his voice. ElevenLabs is getting all the praise on this one. Come on. I should also point out that ElevenLabs, this is a new feature where you can, they will generate a voice just for you. So no one else playing around with ElevenLabs is going to have a voice quite like this one. It will be tonally different. But okay, let's carry on in our story. What should we do next? All right. So I'm responding. I smile broadly at the young woman, taking an apple from her basket and biting into it before responding. I have come to set things to rights. But before I go running into fire, I'm gonna need a wizard by my side. Have you got any? So let's see what happens next. It's magic. It's just, this is Christmas morning to me. I am not even reading it. It's Christmas morning. The fact that this just, yeah, it's amazing. All right, let's just take this and run it through the audio generator here and see what we get.
The young woman's eyes light up as she watches you bite into the apple. She replies enthusiastically, "Oh yes, we have a wizard living in Vendelberg. His name is Eldrick the Wise. He's a bit reclusive, but he's known to have helped others with their quests in the past. If anyone can help you defeat the dragon, it's him." She points towards a narrow cobblestone street winding up a hill, with a tall, crooked tower at its peak. Eldrick's tower is at the top of that hill. If you're looking for a wizard to join your quest, he's your best bet. As you prepare to make your way up the hill, the young woman hesitates before adding, "But be warned, he's not the most approachable person. You'll need to persuade him to help you."
Come on! Come on, this is so much fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, this has to be yeah. I'm gonna run out of ElevenLabs credits here way too soon because I only get 10,000 whatever quotas, whatever. But this is so good. All right, what should we do? All right, he's not the most approachable person. I'll need to persuade him to help me. All right, so I'm saying I shrug off the woman's foreboding remarks and confidently march up to the hill to Eldrick's tower. I knock loudly at the door. We'll see what happens. Oh man, it's friggin' wild. These are crazy times. We live in crazy times. All right, let's take what he says.
Your powerful knock reverberates through the tower, causing a faint echo to carry down the hill. After a few moments, the door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit interior. Standing in the doorway is a tall, thin man with a long white beard that reaches his waist. His piercing blue eyes regard you with curiosity as he leans on a gnarled wooden staff. "What brings a strong warrior such as yourself to the Tower of Eldric the Wise?" he asks, his voice deep and commanding, yet with a hint of amusement. You stand before him, feeling the weight of the dead goat on your shoulder, and explain your intentions to defeat the dragon Smaug and claim King Arthur's prize. You ask for his assistance and expertise in your quest. Eldric's expression becomes serious as he considers your words. Many have tried and failed to defeat the dragon. What makes you think you can succeed where others have met their demise? He asks, challenging your resolve.
I can't. I'm losing it. Oh my goodness. Come on. What should we do? What makes you think we can succeed? I don't know. Let's pull out a bit of magic. Let's keep our DM guessing. All right. I pull out my long sword and present it to Eldric. "This is no ordinary longsword, my friend. This is the lost sword of the Elf King Leomir, the only sword to have ever pierced a dragon's scales." I laugh with pride at my treasured possession.
Eldric's eyes widen with a mix of surprise and respect as he gazes upon the legendary sword. He reaches out to touch the blade gently, whispering, "Leomir's lost sword? I have heard tales of its power, but never thought I would see it with my own eyes." He looks back at you, his previous skepticism replaced with a newfound interest. "With this sword in your hands, you may indeed have a chance at defeating Smaug, but know that the dragon is cunning, and its lair is filled with treacherous traps and hazards." Eldric pauses for a moment, mulling over his decision. Finally he speaks, "I will aid you in your quest, Aaron Helmsmasher. Together, we may stand a chance against the fearsome dragon." With Eldric the Wise now by your side, you feel a surge of confidence as you both prepare to embark on the dangerous journey to face Smaug. Before you set out, is there anything else you wish to do in Wendelberg?
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. It understands what we're doing here. It's well, we're about halfway through our credits, so we probably won't get all the way to defeating the dragon unless we really speed this up. I mean, ideally, if I was playing, I would probably want to explore the town a little bit more, maybe see a smithy, gain some more lore. Okay, so I'm saying, because I want to speed it up, we're running out of credits with ElevenLabs, because ElevenLabs is amazing, and they're giving this to me for free, so they're just giving me a little bit, just a taste. So I say, I journey, I could hang out in Wendelberg, but I'm saying I journey with Eldric the Wise along the mountain path towards the entrance of the cave. We make camp near the cave entrance, and we listen for signs of Smaug's activity. Oh my gosh. It's like Christmas morning. I haven't been this excited about a software thing in ever.
As you and Eldric the Wise make your way through the mountain path, the air grows colder and the terrain becomes more rugged. The journey is arduous, but your determination and strength carry you forward. After several days of travel, you finally reach the entrance to Smaug's lair, a foreboding cave with an ominous aura. As night falls, you make camp near the cave entrance, ensuring to keep a safe distance from the dark maw of the lair. Eldric conjures a small, controlled fire to keep you both warm, while you share stories of your past adventures and discuss strategies for facing the dragon. Throughout the night, you listen intently for any signs of Smaug's activity. The mountain air is still, and the only sounds you can hear are the wind rustling through the rocks and the occasional distant cry of a mountain bird. As dawn breaks, you and Eldric prepare to venture into the dragon's lair, on high alert for any traps or hazards that may lay in wait. What precautions do you take as you begin your descent into the darkness?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I never said I was a good Dungeons and Dragons player. So I prepare a torch, and I pull out a worn and battle-seasoned helmet from my pack. And then I charge into the cave, running at a full sprint, yelling my most fearsome battle cry. Ah! Oh no, you guys, I think this is it. It just stopped mid-sentence, and I think it's because we're out of tokens. But let's hear it.
With your torch casting flickering shadows on the walls, you don your helmet and, filled with adrenaline, charge into the cave with a fearsome battle cry. Eldrick follows closely behind, his staff at the ready, and a determined expression on his face. As you sprint deeper into the cave, the air becomes heavy and stifling, and the scent of sulfur and decay grows stronger. The path twists and turns, but you hold on to your courage, fueled by your determination to face Smaug and your confidence in your legendary sword. Suddenly, as you round a corner, you stumble upon a large, open chamber. The light from your torch reveals piles of gold and treasure, glittering in the dim light. The sheer amount of wealth amassed there is astonishing, but your attention is soon drawn away from the hoard as you hear the deep rumbling breaths of Smaug, the fearsome dragon. The enormous beast is coiled around its treasure, its scales shimmering in the torchlight like a living armor. Smaug's eyes flick open, two fiery orbs that pierce the darkness. The dragon raises its head and regards you and Eldrick with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. Who dares to enter the lair of Smaug?
I think that's it. I think that's all we get. There you go. I'm going to stop it there. I'm not totally sure why that cut off. I might play around with this a little bit more. But come on. Okay, so we admittedly, we didn't see the, roll a dice to see how likely you were to succeed. We didn't see that dynamic. What I would do next is maybe adjust this prompt. I would play test this a fair bit more without using up my ElevenLabs credits. But I would maybe tweak the original prompt, that kind of starting prompt, which seems to be kind of how GPT anchors its logic. So I would maybe play up hey, you need to detect when I'm trying to do something unrealistic and make me roll a dice, and then you get that kind of dice dynamic. But I can absolutely see playing something like this as a voice-driven thing. How fun would it be to play something like this while you're driving on a road trip with your friends? It's just, yeah. I mean, there's so many options. Yeah, I mean, that's the fun of playing Dungeons and Dragons, but having help coming up with that descriptive scene setting. It's come on, it's amazing. This is wild stuff. Anyway, that's it. I wanted to share that with you. Much love. See ya.